What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't already checked it out, just make it bad life choices. Go sign up where you got picks from me, Meansy, Daniel, the son of a shavel, and many more. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we project for each individual prop, plus where the best line is. And you get access to Grant's Action Lounge, where every single one of these bets you see on here today have already been dropped into Grant's Action Lounge, so you can get them in before the lines move, which may not seem like much if it's moving 10 points, but guess what? That really adds up over the long haul. So just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord. Drop it in the chat right now as soon as I can type. It's hard to type with speaking at the same time. But yeah, I'm joined by the son of the shavel, as they call him in Ireland. Are you Irish?
I think I'm like a European mutt. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my mom I think was like English and possibly Irish. I think my dad was a Russian Jewish maybe. But I should know this. I should be more committal to my answers. But European mutt just kind of that kind of covers it all, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean I'm 25.
Combination platter.
Yeah, 25% of I have no idea. My mom's I think told me once, but we really don't know for sure. Just it was based off of ancestry.com, and then I know like 3 of my grandparents, full-blooded Irish, full-blooded Norwegian, full-blooded German. That's what I know.
I always thought like a plot to a terrible movie would be that like somebody that works at ancestry.com is like a murderer. And what they would do is they would plant people's, people send in their DNA. And how would he get away with it, right? He uses the DNA that people send in. Now, I'm not making any accusations. This is all fictional. But, that would be a terrible movie, right?
Yeah, that would not be good. I'd watch it.
Yeah, it feels like something like a.
You know what I'm excited to see? The Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
That is wild because apparently it's what public domain. Winnie the Pooh is not owned by anybody, so you can just use Winnie the Pooh in any way you want and don't have to pay anybody, and there's no rights. And I guess it's a reimagination where Winnie the Pooh is a horror, like an evil bear, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder when Winnie the Pooh first appearance was 1966. So yeah, I guess it becomes public domain after like 55 years.
I don't know what the rules are because I feel like Donald Duck's been around since then. More other characters. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on public domain or not. By the way, there's a tropical storm going on right now. If you hear any sort of rain in the background, hopefully it shouldn't be an issue. I apologize on behalf of the rain here in South Florida. But yeah.
You think I'm going to run into a tropical storm when I'm there next month?
I don't know, but it's hurricane season, so maybe. Yeah, I mean it could be a little dicey. Are you going to stop by?
Hurricane season was more like in the later part of the summer, like August, September.
No, I think we're creeping up on it. I'm a bad Floridian. I don't know the precise start and the finish of hurricane season, but it's basically summer. It's like a general thought.
Yeah, started 2 days ago, ends November 30th. That's great. I'm going on a cruise out there.
Well, you knew that. This is not a surprise. You've heard of it.
I was told by a lot of people that you don't really have to worry about it. Yeah, September is the most active. So August, September, November, October are like the peak ones. July and October and May are the least ones.
Well, hopefully, you're going to dodge them. You'll be fine.
I mean, if I don't, then literally I'm just going to demand a refund and completely change my trip.
Oh, you're just not going to go. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go over to we'll head over to San Diego, over to the West Coast, and do stuff. But we got things to talk about. Let me drop some what's it called? Some hockey bets, since I'm a hockey pro. Let's see, what am I up on hockey? Up 2.5K on hockey. Just started during the playoffs. Like 6 players. Probably going to go to the Stanley Cup because I can. Go Avalanche. Better win. Hopefully they win.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
My Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup is looking pretty darn good. But we got Jacob Trouba under 1.5 shots on goal, plus 150 over at DraftKings. Got a half G on that. Anthony Cirelli over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 105 over at Caesars. Got a half G on that. Mika Zibanejad over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 135 over at Caesars. That's what I got for hockey. What do you think of those bets? You don't know things about hockey.
I know more about you about hockey, but I don't have any takes on those bets. I know they're all in the Tampa Bay Rangers game, which is going down tonight, and Colorado Edmonton's going to be a lot of fun as far as the series. It feels like the Final Four are pretty fun. They did a pretty good job. Unfortunately, my Panthers didn't make it. They're a blast as well. Like they score a ton of goals and play a pretty open game. But yeah, I got nothing for you. I'm sure they're.
Yeah, how wild was that? What was it like? 8-6 game?
I think it was 8-6. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a fun game to go to. Yeah, I'm definitely. I gotta text my DK rep. Get tickets to the Stanley Cup.
Cale Makar, McKinnon, Landeskog. You got a fun team there in Colorado. But yeah. Connor McDavid's like top 3, top 2 in hockey. He's just amazing.
Yeah, no, I had the over 4.5 goals yesterday. You know, or shots on goal. Do you know how many shots he had?
Sods, how many?
McDavid, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a sweat. It was I rarely bet shots on goal props that high, but 4.5, I just trusted offshore and it hit so quickly.
Firing away.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit of basketball.
You got any takeaways from the game last night?
That Steph is going to try and go on a tear here. I think that just the way they have enough. Boston has enough good defenders where I don't think they're just going to try and double Steph that much. Where just means that Poole and Clay are going to struggle a little bit more. And it's going to be more Steph's game. On top of that, I think Draymond's going to have an increase in shot usage and overall usage.
I think he's scored like 12 times, and that's Boston is thrilled to have him shoot 12 times.
Oh, yeah. No, they love it, but, I mean, he's going to be wide open on most of those, just the way they're scheming with him. So I actually have Draymond Green over 0.5 threes, so just to hit a three-pointer. I bet that in the last game, it did not go great. Went 0 for 4. So if you're telling me Draymond's going to get 4 shots from behind the arc a game, and that you're getting, I got a plus 170 yesterday.
Okay, yeah. He's about a 25% three-point shooter, I think, in my head. I feel like that's what he is more or less.
I feel like he's closer to 30.
He might be, yeah.
Did you know he has more three-pointers in the playoffs than Michael Jordan?
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Jordan didn't shoot a ton of threes. Like, he was capable, but, like, he didn't – that wasn't really his – and the game obviously has changed since, 19 – there's another commercial on ESPN. My apologies.
Draymond, by the way, 29.6% three-point shooter this year, 3.15 on the season, or 31.5 on the season. So, yeah, I mean, over 0.5.
He hasn't averaged 4 threes per game, though, to be fair. Like, they're going to give him that. He doesn't really – a lot of times he'll take it just because it's a shot clock thing and he's wide open, but, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 1.2 shots from behind the arc this year, but, I mean, he was injured off and on pretty much the entire season, so not looking into that too much. Yeah, no, I'm willing to, at plus 150 odds. I just love that bet. And then Klay Thompson over 1.5 blocks plus steals, plus 152 over at Sewerbook. I think it's plus 145 over at DK. Still like it there. I mean, that's one I've been hitting pretty often. They just haven't fully adjusted. But we got some baseball. I assume you've looked at some baseball today.
Yeah, I've looked into a lot of baseball stuff today. From a DFS perspective, and of course, like it's a Venn diagram. You can cross over and apply that same sort of thought process to sports gambling as well. I did a Prize Picks earlier today. I'm not sure if these numbers are still up, but I think there's Prize Picks has to kind of like so there's no juice, right? Like when you're looking at the sports book as far as FanDuel,
the synthetic juice is actually minus 137.
Say it again. The
synthetic juice is actually minus 137.
Okay. Yes. Well. Okay. Sure. But what I was saying, that's a good point, and that's worth pointing out. But a lot of times, like 5 is too low and 6 is too high, right? But they got to put a number somewhere, basically, on Prize Picks. So you can get some. Basically, their numbers are that they can't say it's 5.5 as far as the over under for Logan Gilbert strikeouts, and it's minus 140 on the over, and plus 110 on the other. They can't do that. That's not what they're capable. So there are some lines you can take advantage of. And that was one of them. I just thought that Gilbert is more likely to get 6 strikeouts than he is to get 4. So I bet the over on 5.5. Eovaldi, same deal, and in Dane Dunning. I feel like all 3 of those to me, because again, you're going to look at the sports books and you're going to see over 5.5 on Gilbert, and I imagine the juice is going to be on the over. But the synthetic juice of Prize Picks, different conversation. That's a good thing. It's worth.
Yeah, Gilbert sitting at minus 148. What was the other one?
Yeah, so that's my point. There you go. That you're making
Gilbert. Who else?
Eovaldi over 5.5.
Strange enough, sitting at minus 110. I think that's actually a pretty solid line on the over.
Yeah, I like over minus 110 against Oakland tonight. And Dane Dunning over 4.5 for Seattle. What's the what do you have?
Minus 131 on the over.
There you go. That's kind of the point I was making. Like, yeah, because yes, there's a synthetic juice, but like otherwise, there's no like they don't hit you both ways. So that makes sense. I feel like that was well explained. I think the people understand, right?
I might follow you with Eovaldi. Let's see where's the best. Of course, the best line is all on sites where I'm limited to oblivion, but luckily I still got Superbook. I can only get $100 on it, but you know what? I'm rolling with $100 on Eovaldi over 5.5. I like it.
So you fire up the plate IQ. You want to look at this season specifically, 25% as far as Ks. It doesn't walk anybody either. The projected lineup for Oakland tonight. There are some contact guys in there like Kemp and Lowry, but there are also plenty of Ks too. 21%, pretty good leash as well. The ballpark does suppress home runs, which isn't ideal there in Oakland because of all the foul territory. But I just think that number is a little bit too low when you consider the skill set for Eovaldi, the ineptitude on the Oakland side. And, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's see. Geolocation error. Sorry, I'm not located in the state of Colorado. Yes, I am. So it's a funny thing. Superbook, they generally just limit people to $100 per bet. So if I bet it's minus 110, sometimes they'll let you get to win $100. But ironically, when you try and put it on 110, they tried to say like, oh, we'll allow you $27.50. And if I just say no to that bet, then they will let me try and put another one at 100 and just automatically accept it.
Interesting. That's a good workaround.
Yeah, so I can always get $100, which I mean, assuming a 5% margin, it's $5 per bet I make, which isn't great, but I mean that took me 25 seconds while I'm on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nathan Eovaldi over 5.5 strikeouts. Over at MGM, it's at minus 110, which.
What does Cardi have? Do we have the bat pulled up? I can pull it up.
I think I just checked it out and it had it at 6 because I'm like, that's the line just 6.06. So not bad. I just think that he goes a little bit ham. I got some home run calls. Ready to hear them?
Yeah, go for it.
Vladimir Guerrero to hit a home run. I don't know if you know this, but Chichi Gonzalez is back in the league.
Yeah, so I was looking at, I was like, Chichi Gonzalez, and I was looking for his 2022 data. He's actually been pretty good in the minors, if you want to give that to him, but it's the minor leagues, obviously, and jumping the face to the Blue Jays from the minor leagues is a pretty dramatic step. I was looking at his numbers from last season. Now, granted, if we're going to be fair, he was pitching in Colorado in Coors, so like the numbers are skewed a little bit. But like swinging strikes is not missing any bats, 6.8%. The ERA is huge at 6.46. On the Sierra says he's been a little bit unlucky, but 5.29 is still really bad. Not a huge fly ball guy at 33%, but you know,
well, 33%. But I'm looking at the righty numbers. So against righties, do you know what his hard contact rate is?
I'm gonna say 54%.
55.4.
Dude, did I just win both Showcase Showdowns?
No, because I guessed 55.
No, you didn't guess. You looked right at it.
Yes, I guess get 55.4. So I
you
win
were
both
looking at
Showcase.
Drew Carey's list.
I'm like that guy that cheated on the Price is Right. Well,
no, that guy did it legitimately. He outsmarted the prices right. He memorized all the prices of all the items.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
Yep. But yeah, so like just ridiculous numbers versus righties. Like 12% strikeout rate. Nice part is it doesn't walk a ton of righties, so just throwing strikes and 55% hard contact rate. Going up against Vlad, he's taking him yard.
So I know you have some home run bets. We were talking about this pre-show. I feel like you can kind of compound this what we were talking about. We think Toronto is going to win this game, right?
Yep.
And look, we just think that they're going to get the Chi-Chi. We'll see how that goes down. And, you know, if you want to bet Toronto straight up, you got to lay 230, right? And then you can get the alt lines and things like that. But I threw out the idea, like, what about Yusei Kikuchi getting the W? Like, and you can get some odds on this, you know, and he's not going to go a ton of innings, but he should go between 5 and 6. You got that window, get that W. Bullpen holds on to it, right? Because we were looking at first 5, and Toronto was what, minus 155 minus a hook? Like, come on. you got to lay a lot going on there. Like in theory, they're probably ahead, but you never know. You get plus 190 Grant on Kikuchi to grab a W today versus Minnesota. You kind of like that.
I bet that plus 190 over at DK because of you. Talked before the
boy.
show. Daniel convinced me onto things, which always bodes terrible for me, but I did it. Would you like
Did
to
you
hear
add it
another
to the
bomb?
list? Did you drop it in the chat for the people?
I did.
All
to
right.
my chagrin. I know big words like chagrin. I can't spell
I don't think
chagrin.
you used it correctly, but you do know the word.
I did. I used it correctly. Yeah.
You sure?
Chagrin. Definition. Distress or embarrassment to having failed or been humiliated. Yes. To my own chagrin, to my own humiliation, to my own distress.
Now I'm feeling chagrin. Man, egg on my face. Chagrin on my face. I guess I was wrong.
Next bomb I got is Devers to hit a ball real far and out of the stadium. I mean, Kaprelian, his numbers versus lefties are bad. 47.7% hard contact rate, 44.2% fly ball rate. Devers numbers versus righties sitting at 328 or 326 ISO. It's just a perfect spot outside of the ballpark. The ballpark is a real problem, which is why we're getting plus 300 juice. So I'm rolling with it.
Also on the road, so pretty good shot of getting that fifth at bat. He bats second typically in the Boston lineup. Kaprelian has given up a fair bit of homers this year, 1.43 per 9. Kind of a fly ball guy too. Definitely a fly ball guy at 47%. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I hate that ballpark, and that's why I want a little better odd. But 3-1's not terrible. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Then the polar bear to hit a bomb. Also betting on the road team. 332 ISO going up against lefties. Potentially the best home run hitter in the league. Tyler Anderson has been good overall. They've just been good overall so far this season. Actually, been really good. But his numbers versus righties, 49.5% fly ball rate. That's what scares me. It scares me when he's going up against a guy that just hammers the ball hard. I know they can induce soft contact at a decent rate, but getting plus 300 on the polar bear, an actual stadium upgrade, strangely enough.
Yeah, I guess it is, right? They're both, neither are great, but I guess it probably is an upgrade.
Citi Field. It used to be Shea. Is definitely a worse ballpark.
Yeah, Citi Field's bottom 5, I would say. Dodgers probably like bottom 8. Power coming that. We can pull these
ballpark factors,
and you can do specifics to hand as well too. I assume that's what you're talking about, or
you can look. RG has a thing. I'm doing the let's see. Wisconsin. Really, Wisconsin was the worst ballpark in the league last year.
Wisconsin? Are you saying Miller Park?
Yeah.
It's not Miller Park anymore. It's like Family Field or something like that. Family something.
Angeles, California. Let's see. This isn't great, but Dodgers were actually up there. And a lot of the factor is just based off of
Dodgers are good.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Any thoughts on Robles to get a steal at plus 900? I got a few steal bets today.
Is that Victor Robles? Is that you're talking about?
Robles.
I have not put any thought into that. Okay, that's why I'm looking at. I'm like, why have I not thought about this? 640 game. That's the reason why. Not on the DK main slate facing Mike Minor. Well, let's see. What's Mike Minor's propensity to do out stolen bases? He is a lefty, so historically, general rules, lefties are better at suppressing stolen bases. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the case with Minor. Do you know anything about Minor here? Is that why? I
don't think Minor's great at holding runners on.
Well, I'm going to pull it up.
We have projected for 0.1, or the bat rather. Shout out to Cardi. Has been projected for 0.14, so I don't mind that.
Okay, so let's see. Mike Minor. I just lost it. My bad. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it back up in a second. But I think he does give up some threes.
Front yards have
what is that noise?
You have an ESPN tab open. Yeah.
That was
front yards have.
That was so loud.
Do you not have an earpiece in?
ESPN, can you just chill? Can't you just let me be and leave a page open for 12 seconds? I don't have an earpiece in. I had one and I didn't feel comfortable with it, I guess. I feel like I was talking too loud. But maybe I'll start doing that again.
Yeah,
and
you're
I
a weird
bought
dude.
3 of them, and they all like break on me. So I don't. What's a good one? What's like?
I just buy a 3-pack of these trashy Amazon ones for like $8, and then go through like 6 a year.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you're not talking about like an earbuds or whatever, because I bought a bunch of those too, and like I didn't have great success with it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean AirPods are the way to go, and I lost one of my AirPods, so I can't get it connected to my
Can you
computer.
buy one? Like if you lose the left, can you replace the left?
Yeah, like for $80, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought another pair from Costco with Apple Care, so because I bought a second pair, and then dogs chewed it up, and so I bought a third pair, and yeah. But yeah, we're ready to hear my stolen base bets.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at Miner, and I was looking at his fielding propensity. This is like how many stolen bases he's yielded over the years, and I think it's actually a good bit for a lefty. That's what I wanted to see. All right,
Yeah.
so 2021, 3 stolen bases. 2024 in 56 innings, 13 in 208. Yeah, he'll give up a stolen base. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, look at Vincent Velasquez.
Yeah, I think he's pretty bad at giving up stolen bases too.
Where do you generally look for those?
I go to Fangraphs and you go to fielding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just basically Google it and waste I get there, but I waste way too much time every single time.
Yeah, if you go to you got to scroll down, you got to find it. But actually, you click on up the top, it's like plate discipline, pitch type. You go to fielding, and it'll jump you to the more or less the area where he gives up stolen bases.
I just need to keep this.
I guess Mike Minor's not played a game in the majors this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he stretched out and ready to go, or is he only going to? Like Roba sometimes bats near the bottom. You might only get 2 at bats against him. Just a heads up. Because, well, Minor's not very good. He's having a hard time. He's like 33, 34 at this point.
Do you know who led the league in stolen bases given up last year?
Who led the league in giving up the most stolen bases last year? DeGrom.
No, it was actually Robbie Ray.
Okay, yeah. But DeGrom you could steal on too. Syndergaard we know, but didn't even play last year basically. Yeah, Robbie Ray gives him a good bet. He's a lefty as well.
Yeah.
Who were you asking about? I'm sorry. You're asking about
Vincent Velasquez.
Yeah. So I think that's a good call. I'm pretty sure he gives him a good bit as well. And I'm going to pull it up on my.
Was he on the White Sox or the Phillies last year? I think it was on the Phillies.
By the way, the Phillies fired Girardi today.
Yeah, saw that.
He was on 2 teams last year, so I assume it was the Phillies and the White Sox. Yeah, I think the White Sox traded for him, if I'm not mistaken, which is just weird. Like, who trades for Vinny Velasquez?
Yeah, Velasquez gave up 8 stolen bases in 81 innings.
This season, he's given up 2 in 35, 8 in 94 last year, 1 in 34 in 2019. And obviously the battery matters too. And I think Cardi even has something in the bat about this. Certain catchers are more likely to yield stolen bases. And sometimes the catchers are just at the mercy of a pitcher that, the first base coach has a timer deal and they just time it. They know how fast it takes their player to get the second base. And, and that's that. It's just, there's nothing the catcher can do. These teams are well scouted. The pitchers are well scouted, but Velasquez looks like a guy you can steal on, but he not a ton for what it's like. In 2018, 2 in 146 innings, 1 in 72 innings and 17. It's been a few more over the years, 8 in 21 and 94 innings, and 2 this year in 35. But are you getting a big odd on him?
Plus 1,200.
Okay.
Plus on Margot plus 1,000. And Margot's got some speed.
Yeah, and he's forced to play he's playing right on right against Velasquez. I presume he's going to play because they're dealing with Lau is hurt there for Tampa. They're without Wander Franco. They're kind of beat up. So a team that loves to do their platoon stuff is has a few less options these days.
Yeah, and then I bet Tommy Pham at plus 12,000, 1,200,
okay.
plus 1,200 to get a stolen base. Against had 14
batting third
year.
today, officially in the lineup, batting third.
Yep. So, I mean, not gonna lie, basically went off of Cardi stuff to find outliers. Those are the two biggest outliers with big odds. So why not?
I'm pulling up. I'm trying to find Josiah Gray, and
also there's nothing more like as long as it's positive EV. Betting on some plus 1,200 stuff, like throwing $100 on there, it's just fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, you feel like it's going to lose, but like if you sim it, it's not going to lose. One every 12. You're going to hit it at least once every 12 times. That's the whole point of it, obviously.
Yeah.
Why am I not? Why can I not? Oh, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up Josiah Gray as far as he's been like bad, just like as far as a pitcher. But I wonder.
4 stolen bases in 62 innings last year.
Okay. You found it on the Fangraphs?
Yeah, this season, Josiah Gray 2 stolen bases in 51 innings, so not awful at holding guys on.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very good. Yeah, not 2 and 51's not horrendous for what it's worth, but yeah. He's just giving him homers though. It's hard to steal when you hit a home run.
Yeah. But I mean he also walks a lot of guys, so Fam's more likely to be on base more. So there's that.
Yeah.
But also, you factor in the numbers. Like, obviously, 2 and 51 innings, like, on average, let's see how many base runners he has, blah, 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 this and that. It's not going to grade out pretty well. But you think about, like, lineups as a whole. Who's going to steal in any given lineup? Like, Washington, maybe Soto a little bit, Robles a little bit. That's kind of it. So it's like any given lineup, every given team is going to end up with less than 100 a year.
Just as a heads up, like Pham, I think he's been dealing with a calf injury. So, again, I don't know if that's going to make him not want to steal, but just that's not ideal for a guy you're betting on the steal, right?
It's not ideal, but I like to gamble.
Say it again?
I like to gamble. One game you didn't look at, probably, Marlins Giants. I bet the under of 7 runs, plus 145. So the alt under thought was a little bit better odds, but we got Cobb, who's been fantastic this season, like absolutely fantastic, and just had the worst luck ever. Going up against Hernandez on the other side, which the big problem is huge fly ball guy. Well, they're playing in Miami, so good ballpark. I bet you can bet the regular under, but I bet the alt under of 7 at plus 145 because I like to party.
Well, what are the odds? Plus 145, you said?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling up Cobb right now. You're talking about how unlucky he's been. It's just interesting. In 37 innings, right? He's got a 4.02 BABIP. That's just wild.
Yeah. Which, what's the most wild thing about it? Like, if someone had a 4.02 BABIP, you'd assume what? Like 60% hard contact and like 20%, 30%.
Yeah, the hard it's 28%.
Yep.
And the barrel is 1.9%. Good Lord. That's amazing. Wow.
62% ground balls.
Wow. Yeah. What's funny, depending on where you look, I got 65% ground balls, whatever. It still doesn't matter. 2.61 Sierra with a 5.73 ERA, an xERA of 2.04, an xFIP of 2.35. The home runs haven't really burned them, like 0.72 homers per 9. That's not a lot. 15% homer in the fly ball rate. That's not crazy. But he's just and like the ball's not getting hit hard. It must be just a bunch of bloops and bleeders. That's wild.
I kind of want to ladder him.
I don't think that's nuts. What do you have on it? What's the ladder?
The line's currently at 5.5. So 7 plus, 8 plus, 9 plus.
I didn't realize how crazy unlucky. His left on base is 52%. So if you get on base, there's a 50% chance essentially you're scoring. And that league average on that, I think, is around like 74, give or take, like a percentage point. And the BABIP is usually around 300. This is kind of like normal. 402 is crazy. And then, it's 37 innings. So like, you don't go nuts on it, but that's how this stuff happens. And if you just look at it, it's, oh man, like the announcer for the Marlins is today, oh man, Alex Cobb's been terrible this season. No, he has and he hasn't. It's like, I don't know how to.
Dinosaur is still using ERA.
Yeah, I drives me nuts. Like when announcers, yeah, I do not like. ESPN does a good broadcast for like analytics sometimes. I think in the Sunday night broadcast, where they say used to it or in the playoffs, or they have like an alternative broadcast. But like, yeah, please. Like, try to educate your fans a little bit. Like, and when I have conversations with my friends, they're like, oh, this guy stinks. He bets 200. He can't be good. It's like, well, no, that's not how this stuff works anymore. Because they're baseball fans, but not really, Anyways, The biggest thing there was like, I got friends. What? Yeah.
So running the ladder on Cobb.
I think that's
9.
What are you getting at 9?
Plus 750.
Okay. I mean, you're not expecting to hit that, but sure, you can catch
I
it.
expect to be better than. I mean, he's already hit it once or twice this season.
The K's have been fine. 28.7% is really, really good actually. And this
he's got a 10, an 8, and a 7. I think he got injured one game, and the 10 came when he only pitched like 75 pitches. He's got 2 8s. He's coming off an 8 strikeout game versus Cincy. Now in one outing was in Colorado, so I'm just knocking that one off. So taking out the one in Colorado and the one he got injured, 8, 7, 6, 8, 4, 10.
I mean, I think this is a really good bet. I really like this. By the way, the Marlins, you're talking about the total in the game. Just worth noting that the Giants are kind of beat up. They're without Belt. Crawford was scratched yesterday because of a sickness. We'll see if he plays today. Ruff was on the bereavement list last we saw. So like this, I think Wade is hurt too, I want to say. This Giants lineup, again, they kind of like Tampa, like platoon stuff. They have a collection of really good platoon hitters.
Yeah, so sorry, Aaron in chat saying I can get 11 plus at points bet, but it's only 12 plus 1,200. That's an awful bet. At plus 12, it should be like 25 to 1. Like you're getting
11
9 plus. Like I think one of the better ways, so you can kind of see it. It's kind of doubling each time. So Alex Cobb minus 110 at 5.5, plus 190 at 7, or over 6.5, so 7. At 8, it's plus 360. At 9, it's plus 750. So at the same rate, it should be roughly 28 to 1 to 30 to 1 for 11 plus. So PointsBet is just trying to steal money from you, as they do a lot of times. I don't know if I can badmouth PointsBet, but they cut me off so gosh darn quickly, and they do things the absolute worst way for sharp bettors.
Example.
Let me go. I haven't opened up PointsBet in a while. We got a few minutes because we'll probably do what's it called? Let's see if I even have any money in PointsBet. We'll probably do whatever it's called. Did you watch Aladdin yet?
I watched Aladdin, yeah. So I owed you a movie bet. The people aren't aware. Like sometimes we'll make bets, and like the loser has to watch a movie of the other person's choosing. A movie the other person says they had to have enjoyed. They liked it, and like Rotten Tomatoes does nothing completely like crap all over it and says like it's kind of at least decent. And I watched Aladdin 2 nights ago, maybe last night. It was the first time ever, and also a movie I've never seen before. And it was like, I mean, it's weird watching Aladdin.
That's why if anyone's putting any bets in for Cobb over on PointsBet, I don't know why you would, but do it now because it's about to move. Let's see, player props.
Because you're betting on it? You're going to move the needle?
It's been a while since I've gotten, so it's not even better odds, but just to make a point, $500, place now, confirm. So now we've got a few minutes. But you see how I got the spinning wheel of death?
It's going to reject you?
We're reviewing what it's not going to reject me. It's going to give me, my guess is $65. 57.47.
Ugh.
So I got that in, and it didn't move it. Wow.
So sometimes that would move the needle.
Most of the time. It's been so long that I bet there that I guess they just don't really care anymore.
If that's a thing, is it possible like to trick the system and like you place a bet?
Boom, there it is. Alex Cobb just moved to 5.5 at minus 130. Yes, there is a way to trick the system. Realistically, I could throw bets down there.
You bet $500 on the side you don't want, and then like it'll move in the direction you want it to move. Can that happen? Then you bet the other side or no?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if there's a.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I wish I had someone. I wish you were in a legal state because we could have some fun with this on the show, and you'd get banned almost immediately.
How are they so small time that a $500 bet moves the needle? Like I don't understand that doesn't make any sense.
Same thing with Maxim. Let's check out Maxim bet.
Like $500 bet from just one. You're just one guy.
Yeah, well, the problem is over time, that 500 bet at 10 times a day, it can get a lot of money.
The spinning wheel was like, oh, this guy Grant knows what he's doing, so maybe we should reject him, and then also maybe we should just the line. Basically, is that what's happening?
I wonder if Maxim Bet is just banned me from everything. So let's see. I know they will not let me bet anything when it comes to. They don't even have pitcher props, I don't think. But I mean,
is that just Colorado Maxim Bet?
It might just be Colorado, but I think it's multiple other markets. Not a ton, but there are a few other ones. Let's see. I didn't bet on any of these, but I mean, we've done it on the show before. Me tried to bet on Maxim, and they generally gave me my first one, and now they won't give it anything.
Did you see who their Maxim has a new creative director and global ambassador of sports gambling? You know who that is?
Who?
I will give you a million guesses.
Vegas Dave.
No, it's a musician.
Bon Jovi.
No, nobody in Bon Jovi. Not
who is it?
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Like, okay.
They're doing it for the brand. They sent me to a real fun Halloween party. I can't remember who it had. Cheat codes. It had Fat Joe.
Oh, I didn't know what cheat codes was the person. I didn't know that.
And then, I mean, I got like $800 in free bets from it because they had this little blimp. I think I might have told you about this. They had this little blimp circling around, and it would drop them. And I caught onto this before anyone else, so I went to the blimp operator. I'm like, so you want to just give me something? They're like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, where are you dropping? He's like, stand directly next to that trash can. And there was a malfunction in it the first time, so it just dropped in a straight wad instead of scattering all over the place. So I just got like $800 in free stuff plus like $100 Ticketmaster coupon, all sorts of other stuff.
There's this famous story of like Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan famously liked to gamble a lot, and he would gamble on everything. And this just reminds me, like you talking to the crane operator for the blimp. Like Jordan would bet with his teammates like whose luggage comes out first, and he would give the guy, you know, that puts the luggage, you know, on the deal. And he's like, here's a couple $100. Make sure this one comes out first, and he would rig it. Like that's basically you're the Michael Jordan of this. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good move.
I mean, a smart move. Like if you want to do a fun game, like intentionally do red or black with what's it called? Cards.
Okay.
What you do is you make the first 3 black, and then you intentionally prime them to pick red. So, like, wear a red shirt, like, point to things that are red, say things that are red, like this apple or stuff like that, and do that. And so eventually, like, they'll switch over to red because they're like, oh, it's been 2 in a row. We'll do the other one. Then you go black and be like, all right, so it's not that. Well, there's been more red than black. And like, just you can play that mind game with the right person if you prime them correctly. It's a really interesting way to do things.
By the way, Margot not in the lineup.
Great. Son of a bitch.
And are you locked in on that?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know how Superbook works, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets in the game at all. If I get my bet back or not. But yeah, certain ones I'll just be screwed. So I mean, it was $100. If it was going to be a $500 bet, I'd do something a little bit different.
Kiermaier, Diaz, Choi, Ramirez, Rosarena, Mejia, Paredes, Phillips, and Brujan.
I just blocked someone for the first time.
What do you mean?
In chat, naked dash something something dot something something something. The cheapest one-time 18+ dates.
Wait, what do you mean one time? I don't understand.
That's just the name of it. That's the full name of it. Sure. Yeah, obviously spam. Never click on those guys. They're all phishing scams. They're all going to get your money. Just don't.
Who clicks? Who impulsively says, you know, I didn't think about doing that.
Old people.
Do people just say, "Oh man, there's an idea. I didn't want to. Why am I watching The Feud when I can be doing this?"
Old people and desperate people. Yeah. No.
Is that what's happening? I've never. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and just some really dumb people. There's a reason why phishing scams and
I can't believe that works.
The biggest ones are like, yeah. No, I've read books about scams. And super interesting, but QQ Daniel, thoughts on the pit stack tonight? I know Kelly isn't bad. Question mark.
I mean, there's 24 teams playing baseball this evening. Merrill Kelly is not a very sexy name, but like he's fine. And
Kelly's a solid, like, yeah, I did the morning grind last night. I haven't looked into too much today, but yeah, I said in the 6K range, like, I'm either spending up or I'm going Kikuchi, Eflin, or Kelly. Looks like Kelly is the lowest owned. I would use Pittsburgh as a leverage stack if I thought I was going to be like 35% owned, but he's not, so don't bother.
I do not see him. Okay, to be clear, I should say I only make like 8 lineups or something like that. I don't play 150.
You know what I've been doing lately?
What's that?
Rolling with a solo lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of, I mean, like, it's all in or all out, and then that's that. And well, what are you playing? Are you playing single entry stuff or 3 entry stuff? I assume.
No, I mean, no, like
you're not playing like the 150 entries with 1 entry, are you?
No, I'm playing high dollar buy-ins.
Okay.
So like I'll enter. Let's see. Do I have a?
I was winning the slam last night on Vandal until Darno had a couple homers.
Yeah.
I think I was the best team without Darno, if that's worth anything. About $1,000.
Gosh, I hate when DraftKings gives me my mission and it's like 300 plus entry. I'm like, okay, the only entry you have is 250 or 777.
What do you want me to play? Yeah, they're dictating you essentially.
Yeah.
I don't get I get missions like that are $50, $33. I don't get the huge numbers for some reason. I don't know why. And I play. I want to play the 121. Like I don't play the 777. I rarely I'll play that. But yeah, I don't know how I got to get higher missions to get more points. I got to talk to my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because I bet so much. Like my DFS play is like outside of football. Like I might not play DFS basketball this next year. I don't think I'm going to.
It's just your time is a commodity, and your time is better used to play the player props. And and my brain is slowly adjusting to that too. Like because again, I'm not in a state where I can hit up player props, but I'm sure when you see news break, you have your window of like 30 seconds, and you've got to pounce, right? Or sometimes you use educated guesses too, right? As far as like, well, this guy there's a pretty decent chance this player won't play in the 4th game in 5 nights or whatever. But I mean, that's where your time is better used.
Yeah, like I can still like baseball. I can also pretty much be done at 5 o'clock. Basketball, I'm never done. Like, if I'm sports betting and I'm doing basketball DFS, I'm working, which I did this year. I'm working from roughly 8 a.m. until midnight.
Yeah,
every day, and that's just like. I made huge amounts of money, but just 10% of my overall income came from DFS basketball. Maybe less than that. Probably, if you include the SMBC, less than that by a decent amount. But yeah,
you're on the country club. You're playing some golf. You don't want to deal with like late scratches and all that nonsense. You want to be like, once you're in, you're in. You can turn that brain off.
Yeah, I don't play DFS baseball that often anymore. Like, I'm still digging into every number every single day. Like,
yeah,
right now I've already researched this entire slate. I've already gone through everything. I know every single thing. I've looked at numbers for bets. I've looked at prices for DFS. I know everything. I can play. I might throw if at 4:30. You know what? I feel like putting in a lineup. I will. But I don't play most days. I definitely don't play on the weekends. Like I'll still bet on the weekends, but I'm not playing on the weekends. I don't want to wake up at 8 o'clock.
You'll play if you theoretically or hypothetically play a one lineup tonight in DFS, where do you think you'll land on the Braves?
On the Braves?
I mean, they have a 6.3 total tonight in Coors against Chad Kuhl.
So I know I just said I normally play one lineup, but I'd probably play 2. I'd have one lineup that's probably Cole and
wait, you're gonna play Chad Kuhl?
Huh?
Playing
Cole.
Chad Kuhl?
Cole.
Oh, Cole. I thought you were saying cool. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'd probably go Cole and McClanahan. And then I had this planned out last night.
You were on the pod with Stevie?
I was on the pod with with Stevie.
Did you forget?
Well, no, so because the last 2 times I was on, Stevie was out of town. So I was gonna go Cole and I was gonna go Eovaldi, and then I was going to stack. There was a low-owned stack I was gonna throw in. I think it might have been Cleveland. Yeah, it was going to be Cleveland, like Jose Ramirez, Miller, and then one of these other guys. I was going to double stack it because I obviously don't have a ton of money after that. With who was it? Probably Winker, Crawford, Suarez, and Toro.
See, I like Dunning. I think Dunning's good, so I don't really want to pick on him.
I don't want to either, but there's not a lot. What's your cheap stack today? What's you want to pay up? What's your cheap stack? There's not really one.
Okay. Let's see. So I haven't really dug into salaries.
Oh wait, no, it was going to be Toronto. I was going to stack up Toronto.
I like Toronto a lot.
Vlad, Teoscar, Kirk, and Chapman. And depending on my prices for the rest of them, maybe someone else. And then double stack them with Cleveland, and probably
Vlad's 4-3 on DK, and I cannot remember the last time he was that cheap.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously best play on the slate potentially.
Well, the tricky thing is like Matt Olson is like 4-6 versus Chad Kuhl in Coors Field. 4-7.
Yes, I mean Coors is always the best play on the slate, but you factor in ownership in that, and Olson's going to be 25% owned.
Those two players, anything beyond those two, I'm just trying to. You got to assume Vlad's the second highest owned guy at that price.
Eric Johnson asking how you fade Cole and Braves chalk. Never been simpler. So if you want to fade them, you can go with the Yankees, who have slightly less total, but going up against a worse pitcher, or you go Toronto. Very easy to do. And if you want to fade Cole, you have like 6 other options. You have Eovaldi, which is going to be high owned, but you have Burns, you have McClanahan, you have Musgrove. You have Shane Bieber. Is Shane Bieber still on the slate?
As far as I know.
Yeah, there he is. Wow. He's really only at 5.53%. I might play now. I might roll with a Bieber, potentially, Bieber, and probably Kelly, to be honest.
By the way, first base, Olson, 21%, Vladdy, 18%, Matt Carpenter, first/third, 13%. Like those, and Carpenter's, he's all the way up to 3.3K, but still a good price against Rodriguez, who probably shouldn't be in the league, right? He's probably not a major league pitcher. He's just kind of forced in there due to injury for Detroit.
Yeah, he's going to be a well below average.
If pitcher. He is anything, but yeah, if he's even in the league. Man, it's first base. It's hard to, you got to get first, right? And then a guy like Ohtani, like nobody's going to play versus that one. And
what should we do for our bet?
I think you owe me one, by the way. I'm pretty sure you do.
I do. I have to watch. I'm watching Bad Words tonight. What do you think of Aladdin?
I thought it was fun. I would say it was better than I expected it to be. I didn't think it was gonna be. I'm just like, it's like a punishment to me. Certainly better than Lord of the Rings, but that's, to me, that bar is really low. It was only an hour and a half, which I appreciated. It was nice to hear Gilbert Gottfried. R.I.P.
Yeah.
And also Robin Williams. Yeah, because it's I really was. I watched the cartoon one, not the Will Smith one. To be clear, obviously.
Yeah. How about this? I'll because I want to be nice to you. I'll take Vlad to hit a home run, plus 300 odds, so you have the way better bet there. So
okay.
Essentially, I'm giving you plus 100 if Vlad to hit a home run.
Sure, he probably won't.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm liking him
today. I'm not running against it, but I'll take anybody even money to not hit a home run. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that should about do it. Any last minute thoughts before we get on out of here?
I'll be back in about 2-ish hours. On the RotoGrinders page, rotogrinders.com, RotoGrinders feed here at YouTube. And I believe it's myself, Chopper, and Kirk Dees. So it should be a fun one. We have a good time. Kirk Dees is going to be in good spirits as Boston Celtics are up 1-0.
Miss that guy.
Kirk Dees?
Yeah.
Did you work with him often?
I mean, I worked with him a decent amount. I also hung out with him in Vegas in December.
Real? Oh, that's right. You had like a double date, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah.
But we went and saw Cirque du Soleil Ka, and it was just so confusing. Really well done, but so confusing.
I've seen Mystere, and I've seen the Beatles Love. Why was Ka so confusing?
I mean, there's no talk. It's just a long storyline. You have to see it. You just have to see it.
That's not the water one. That's like Raw. Or what's the water? That's not the water one, right?
Ka? No, that's not Ka. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't know. But
you've gone way over your. This is why you don't invite me in the show because we
yeah.
go.
Oh, I don't have that many bets. Hopefully, we can make up enough time, and yet we're 50 minutes in.
There were some bets in there. We had some bets.
Yeah, all the bets are right here. Again, go sign up for Scores and Odds. Get in Grant's Action Lounge. I think you can do a free trial right now if I remember correctly. But I'm just spitting out free money. Outside, last month was my first losing month.
In like a couple years or what?
No, I mean since I've been doing the show, which I guess has only been like 4 months. 5 months. This is the 5th month. Lost 3.5 units. Although technically, when the Avs win the Stanley Cup, I'll be even for that month. Yeah, no, I've had 2 losing months in the last year. One was bad. Like it was a 20 unit loss in January. And it was I lost 40 units in 1 week. So it was literally just one bad week. So I ended up catching back up after that. But yeah, one January and one last month, which technically last month is going to be, at least for me, this show will still be slightly down, but for me, it'll be a winning month as soon as the Avs pay off. So, plus I had a lot of drunk, stupid bets and a lot of promos. Like I was at the Avalanche game and put a G down on the Avalanche to win in overtime, and that didn't happen.
I mean, that wasn't stupid, right? It was just, I mean, I don't know. They're a good hockey team. Like, why was it stupid about $1,000?
It was like minus 150 in overtime. Probably not great.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. That's laying a lot of juice.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, fun, Dino.
Yeah, dude, it was a good time. I'm sure we'll chat next week, I presume.
We're out of here. I'm going golfing. See you, kids.
Oh,